Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed Revelation. Where are we right now? Let's see. Okay, we're in this area and I had decided I just want to go to the Animus Island. Being side of the din is probably a good move. If we don't return to the Animus Island now, like we've done Memory 4 and nothing happened where we got kicked out, and that seemed a little strange. I'm concerned what's going to happen is we will end up with 3 to 4 of these things still to do at the end, and I'll have zero interest in actually doing these things at the end of the game when they've actually resolved the main story. Take note, nobody's talking. He doesn't hear anybody talking. He doesn't hear any trick. So the game exits, it loads the new thing. Let me double check just to be certain that this is working. Yes, it is. Sorry for the pauses, but this game is wonky.
Memory sequence archived. Recalibrating Animus idle parameters.
And see, even if I was to do the last 3 here, the game would be very odd. So you're not yourself, you're just this floating ball. I just missed something cool. We have the 2...
I wanted out. I wanted my own life, to live my own way.
We were introduced to the ability to create these pathways. It's, I suppose, the theory you're making neural pathways. So I'm gonna jump downward because there's really nothing more to do. They've introduced this concept of having steel beams in this environment, which we weren't really seeing that before. I really see no reason to not really try and catch it. Get these multiplier emblems. So this section is solid all the way through. In a weird way, that also means this feels like the same area we were in before. But there's kind of nothing stopping me from going up because this works. I could use those. It's like a gate or something. That's not nothing really stops it from happening. And they want me over there. And this is a reset section. There's not really much of a jump. So perhaps, actually yes, I could have just used these pathways as actual pathways to just walk on the steel beam and get to this point, and walk over here to get to this point, and then jump over here to get to that point. All of this is just trying to give Desmond a personality, like some kind of characterization, something that...
16 years old. Where was I going? No idea. Just away. That's it. That was the plan. not much of one.
Seems like you can walk pretty steep shelves. So Desmond ran away from the assassins at 16, which kind of just means he had all the skills he needed. It kind of makes it a little questionable why Desmond is portrayed as this super important character to the assassins, other than the fact that his DNA contains the DNA of Ezio and Altair. He's kind of a nobody, and I guess that explains why the assassins never tried to
They never guessed what I was doing, because I didn't know what I was doing. I just walked right out. Someone realized I was gone. They shouted. I started running.
Desmond! Desmond!
You see, that's Bill, the actor who played Q in Star Trek, getting another few lines of voice acting, and almost certainly getting overpaid for it. So I think we have the idea of what's going to happen here. We're going to make a path and get to this platform. And when we reach the platform, we'll just jump and wait. Once it's back away, just slowly eating away my fence. This really should have just been a separate executable completely.
I just ran and ran and ran. All that training was finally worth something.
This content does not integrate well at all. So I suppose the idea here is to find a place to get comfortable and then move on. And I suppose that requirement is going to put you in some dangerous spots. Well, this would be really frustrating to get the feeling that this would knock you down or bump you back, but it's not. This would be incredibly irritating how that you do. Be careful. All I see is very bright light. I would argue something groundbreaking would be appreciated. Yeah. If you just walked through that section. But I'm just gonna go with this and try to race my way.
God, it was so dark when I left. And the forest. Endless. I didn't dare take the roads.
Just
Desmond? Where are you?
Mother. Calling out. Begging me to stay. But I wouldn't.
I
followed the hills
that
down.
was what I was supposed to
Down
do
until I hit a stream. I followed that to a river, and from the river to an old access road.
And everything, I guess the idea is there's just supposed to be a stream. So let's go the other way. Nope. This actually works the other direction. Just carefully try not to hit my head. Of course, there's some movement here that this is requirement for. And those just hit the walls and stay there. The idea of a stream is not something we've seen before. Careful to zigzag my way down and where I want to be. Maybe even zigzag my way a little higher. See, that's the killer. That is the killer right there. Any false fall. Stop here. If anything, this concept of the walls becoming less laid out introduces the idea that
I walked for hours that day.
might be
The summer sun keeping me warm well into the evening.
Like there might be a path up that direction. Again, not a great experience. I would only just put this out as some kind of director's cut. We left this on the cutting room floor and you can see why. I could also see maybe getting the creators of the game, if Ubisoft actually wanted their creators to be recognizable for their talents, whatever talent they may have, that you could get some developers' commentary on this and say, here's our concept, here's what we were trying to do. Sadly, I think in a lot of instances you would hear them say, we were just told to make something, this is what we thought up and we did it, we really didn't care, because we are employees at Ubisoft and we are just part of a faceless kind of corporation. That is the joke of making a game like a game with the Templars being this faceless corporation, as Ubisoft is this giant faceless corporation. Comparing that to like BioShock, where
found a clearing after dark, fell asleep beneath the stars.
Has all these commentary.
Never had a quieter night.
Thinking what they were doing.
Not before or since.
Maybe I was really just supposed to find this edge and not go through that hassle. And if I'm a floating orb, how come I have to jump up the stairs? This is
walking. Too scared to hitch a ride. What the hell was I doing? Lost in the Badlands for a day. Felt like a week. Endless ocean of wrinkled earth. Can't believe a place could look so dead.
This is too much dialogue.
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
Intro. You could have done this.
I'm gonna die here.
In between, like, each section, where, like, you do Memory 4 and then you have a cutscene where you're hearing these voice actings and perhaps seeing Desmond walk around this section. See, this looks like some kind of visual puzzle where you're supposed to get up high enough to be able to look at this downward and connect it all. But there's no way to do that. Like, maybe? Get the X button. Like, just maybe if I was a little bit higher. I'm also hitting my head. What am I standing on right now? What was that banging? And here we just see more of the glitching and the neighborhood noise that you don't even hear in the game. How much of this can we run through? I think I can probably just run through all of them. And there's no collectible or anything.
Finally met some girls from Illinois. So bubbly, so kind. One day drive to Omaha, another to Chicago.
Here you have a more clear image than we've seen usually. That's a slightly interesting thought about, I mean, he's effectively was raised on what you could easily call a cult farm. So, interpersonal relationships of any kind, whether with the opposite sex or not, may be very, very different for him than for a normal person. It could explain some character flaws in Desmond if those character flaws actually existed. Really, they don't. In fact, he acts insanely like a fully capable person, which really shouldn't be the case. Speaking of how I have no idea how this is going to work. It's just...
Then somewhere, someone said to me,
If you've got nothing, you go to New York. That way, if you leave with nothing, people don't ask why. And if you leave with something, you are one lucky son of a bitch.
Like, I see these platforms. I see all that. But unless I'm supposed to squeeze through this puzzle, like, I guess I'm going for a jump. What I should do and just jump this way. What? How come those weren't there before?
so that's where I went. New York City. Into skyscrapers and subways.
That was so
To
much
filth
easier
and folly.
than the other.
Into the maddening crowds.
No booby traps or anything. And again, you can walk through the back of it. the game just exits you out unceremoniously back into the main game, into this load section. Escape to New York. Again, I don't want to have to do all of these sections in a row. So after we do the next memory thing, next complete memory, I'd like to do this one, and then I'd like to do this one after the next memory, and maybe we'll get lucky and these two won't unlock. Let's scroll back in to the main game after that. Wow, was that a 20-minute distraction for no reason, really? Just for a terrible backstory that, like right here in these load scenes, why not tell the story then? That makes more sense. Let me just double check to make sure I'm recording and all the footage is there. And we're back to the inventory and the outfits saying that they're new. The outfits will always say they're new, apparently. And since we're back to where we are, let's see, I guess I could come back and look at the inventory and see what's in the bank. Nothing's in the bank still, which seems weird. So I can start a memory here, which will finally get us into this section. Or I could maybe go to the Assassin's HQ and maybe there's something there, but I'm not certain. Actually, yeah, I think starting this mission is our only thing we can really do. We're waiting on money to purchase this, to get Constantinople's income to 100%. Yeah, as soon as I get it to 100%, it's gonna stop. It's gonna stop making much sense. Because there will be nothing to spend all that money on. It would have been really cool if money just continued down the path of playing previous games. So the legacy players of the Assassin's Creed series that have done everything could walk. Interesting. Apparently I haven't purchased this building either. So because I played the first 4 games, if I had millions of dollars in my to start with, or just said, look, you can skip the economic minigame because you've done it before, that I'd be happy with that. I'd be very happy with a shorter experience for the expertise, the expert players. And if that really fell all the way to Assassin's Creed Origins, like, I don't know how that would really work, since Assassin's Creed Origins is the first game to go backwards in time, first significant game, I would argue. That really was their restarting point. Really don't have money to purchase all this stuff right now.
Indeed, my clients are generally much nobler.
So here's the guy we haven't seen in a
Verify the
while.
amount, I think. But the money stays with me until I have seen the cargo for myself. And to say its quality.
Understood. You are a shrewd man, Manuel.
Trust without cynicism is hollow.
The count is good, Tarek. It's all here.
So, what now?
You will have access to the arsenal. When you are satisfied, the cargo will be delivered to a location of your choosing.
Are your men prepared to travel?
Not a problem.
Polikala. I will have a map drawn up for you within the week.
So This bad guy is not a very good bad guy. He feels like
here for the same
the
reason?
not real bad
One
guy.
of my men claims he saw a shipment of weapons enter the arsenal. So I got curious.
Weapons. I would like to see them for myself.
Short of killing everyone, I'm not sure how you will get inside.
You have been warned twice. No merchants near the arsenal wall. Take this away.
Hypocrites! If your men did not buy my produce, I would not sell it here! You are worse than the Byzantines, you traitor!
Ah! Hold your tongue, parasite!
Even in times of peace, the poor are always under siege.
A longer cutscene.
We inspire
than
them to vent
see.
their anger. Perhaps that will help our cause.
So there was a section, I believe, in Assassin's Creed 2 or maybe 1 where we start a riot. It seems like we're doing that again.
Feigning solidarity to push your own agenda.
Bribe elves nearby though, so.
No? It is not pretty, I know. But it will work.
So, we come over here and we bribe this guy.
The Janissaries are corrupted, good people of Constantinople. They have surrendered their
We come over here and we bribe again for 100.
Good citizens of Istanbul, the Janissaries collude against you.
And then we come over here and we bribe this guy.
Stay clear, citizens. Men and women of the city, hear me now. You have broken
So we have a growing number of rioters. Conflict with the... Oops, I walked too close to the Janissaries, and because of that, the mission failed. What a great example of what's wrong with this game. It's like, I just failed by walking in the wrong area.
No? It is not pretty, I know. But it will work.
men and women of the city.
And when does the game save whether I spent this money or not?
The Janissaries are corrupted, good people of Constantinople. They have surrendered their loyalty to the devil.
Alright.
Good citizens
So
of
what am I
Istanbul,
supposed to do?
the Janissaries collude against you. Do not suffer their injuries. Return them.
I was supposed to just walk into the crowd. And then it's gonna load another cutscene. It takes a while to load. If this is the first time we've started a riot, then I guess I just remember.
That gate will not stay closed for long.
The people are doing you a favor, Ezio. Return it, and keep them safe from harm.
So... So, we're trying to keep people alive. And these guys are kind of weak. But the peasants certainly aren't strong either. What's funny there is that went into a cutscene before I had pressed the X button to actually kill him. And we get some more pitchfork wielding people. I'm just trying to keep calling assassins as more and more people come. There's only four more riders. It seems like I could lose. This may be the last guy. I didn't even actually have to kill the guy. And they're saying, go, 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 justice forward. I don't hear any of that sound voice acting. Like, either the audio is really, really low or they've screwed up some of the audio. Perform an air assassination from the zip line. Follow Manuel's track. Optional objective complete. So we're only gonna even reach this area. Let's see. So he's this way. So we'll get into the arsenal after he is after everything is destroyed and devastated. And these guards are only slightly interested in me. I don't know if I am in the wrong area or what. Where is he?
I am here, Carden. I don't see him.
Hmm. 90 years in the city, living like a cipher. Finally, everything is falling into place.
I just kind of wandered into it.
Is restored, Manuel. Do not forget who helped you bring it back.
So this is the Templar.
I would not dream of betraying a man of your influence. But you must be patient. Nova Roma wasn't built in a day. I'm satisfied. Take me to my ship. If a single one is damaged, the money stays with me. Merda.
So escape the arsenal. Now.
I've lost sight of him.
And I thought I saw a data glitch. But I guess I didn't. Alright, so here's the problem. Perhaps it's really hard to escape this area. And perhaps it's really hard to get back into this area. We finally used the last arrow storm that we needed to use. Here's a item. I don't know how I'm gonna zip line though. There's a ridiculous amount of people. And I can't leave this way. So here's a thought. We could smoke screen. Come on. Come on. How many people can we kill in this smoke screen?
Something about that cloak. Why do I think I know?
Throw a bomb and Let's see. Come on. Like, I don't... let's get out of here. This is just awkward. Like, they're jumping better than I am jumping. All these people chasing me, and they really don't constitute any kind of real threat. Perhaps I'm supposed to jump up here. I mean, this certainly looks like something. No, they just kind of want me to walk here. Full synchronization failed. And everybody's gone. Thanks, game. Alright. We have a couple of animus data fragments to collect, some chests to get, and we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. I don't know why sometimes these are red and sometimes these are yellow. Again, every little glitch in this game that are clearly glitches are explained away as, oh, that was intentional because this is a game set in a simulator that's supposed to be glitchy. Or at least that's would be Ubisoft's attempt to explain things away. If we get everything in this arsenal district purchased, upgraded, and fixed, then the only other area is kind of an area that we can't even access until the end of the game. And if I'm recalling things correctly, it's frankly gonna suck. Maybe there is just a ton of data fragments in this section particularly. Because what I think happens is you're ready for the game to be over. It really hasn't been that much so far. And then you're introduced to a whole new area with a whole new set of economic stores to revisit and purchase, and it's just do it one more time. If there wasn't such good story in Brotherhood, you could have easily figured it that this would have been your experience in Brotherhood, is running through Constantinople in the third area, much like how in Assassin's Creed 2 you're kind of running through 3 different cities. That as a concept doesn't work as well as you would like. I'm not happy with the way this is turning out, frankly. The idea that 50 of 100 potential data fragments are hidden in this last area. Let's come over here. But I guess this area is at the very least a little bit more open. Sticky pouch with a gunpowder and a advantage of that. And we have some things to do as far as Mediterranean defense. Let's see, this one and this one and this one and meanwhile we're looking for a 4 or 5. Let's see. That one and that one can go. That one and that one can go. 99.9% success ratio. Or we send in one of our guys for 100%. And I think I would prefer to send in one of our guys. Still trying to get all of my assassins up to master rank. I need one more to do the last master assassin mission, and then the rest are just kind of gravy. It seems a little bit strange that the markers for these Animus data fragments showed up. It seems like I only had to get relatively close to them and not even have to see them. Perhaps it's because I was in the vision mode. And if that is the case, then I think we may have figured out a way in which I could find all the other Animus data fragments just when I'm in a point where I'm going somewhere, go into the eagle vision and walk only in eagle vision from point A to point B. Or perhaps this is the point where the game is going to let me get the remaining like 50 of the remaining Animus data fragments, and then that's going to either unlock the other 50 or perhaps unlock a map. This is the last page fragment, so this could be a map, or this could just be something that points towards a secret location. Right. You certainly don't do a lot of this. Running against a wall, climbing up, and then pointing backwards and jumping. So Hagia Sophia has been unlocked as far as because of that. Okay. Which we're, and here's the final book too. So yeah, if I just play the game like this for the rest of the game and everything just looks horrible, perhaps that would point out a data fragment or two. I guess I have to kind of do this until I'm proven wrong, which may take quite a while. We know that being in this vision mode when synchronizing with the viewpoints doesn't work. Right, where does it want me? At the top? I think it wants me at the top. I'm not really surprised. Yeah, it wants me all the way at the top of the mast, and this was the part that I couldn't figure out. And that's the part I still can't figure out. Drop down this way, come out this way, then climb up this way. There was a way. This would be a good opportunity to try and dive into the water. Well, and make a 30-foot dive, which is another challenge. Not that one. That one. So we got it. Meanwhile, almost certainly there is a data fragment somewhere around here, unless I've just collected them all. What's the best way to dive? Jump that way, hit that, jump that way. I think this is the... That seems like a 30-meter dive. I'm just gonna ignore the chest, ignore the bomb-making thing, and loot this final box. This final book. 100% seek. And next thing to do is this, which is on the wall. So how do we get to the wall? Swimming's not gonna get me there. Let's go ahead and loot this chest. Alright, up this way. Ah. So I suppose that's the trick. No. So it's actually on the wall and not in between the wall. Finally, we get a deposit in our bank, but it's probably not enough. I'm a little confused because there's no stores in the arsenal. But I guess, why should I be confused about that? There literally are no more stores to work with. Synchronize that. I would have thought there might have been a bookstore or something, but I guess that doesn't matter. So what made this piece appear? Was it the fact that I was in eagle vision near that point, or like I don't even see it? It must be under the water. hidden. Sneaky, sneaky. We just hit 50. Let's see. Data fragment map just acquired. So they just told us. So now we know where all the remaining data fragments are. We now have that excuse to go get them all. Yeah, there's really no reason now not to play the game. It's kind of a shame that they gave us the map. If I had only collected 50 or maybe even 60, heck, even if I'd gotten 80 out of 100, I would have been alright with saying, well, there's no maps and I don't care enough to go find an online guide or a strategy guide of someplace to help me get the rest. But now that they've given me the map, I have no excuse except for just complete frustration with this game, wasting your time. And if I'm gonna make that argument, that's a tough argument to make, since I kind of knew what I was in for at the beginning. Like, if by the 4th game you don't know that Assassin's Creed games are designed with a lot of game mechanics that by modern standards are wasteful and kind of pointless, then you really haven't been paying enough attention. I wonder if I tried to parachute to the walls, if I would hit an invisible wall and perhaps desynchronize. We haven't run into that. Like, the walls show up, and we've learned our lesson a long time ago not to push our luck and walk into the memory walls. But also, I think they're sometimes just solid, and they completely block any movement forward. It wouldn't be terrible if we turned off some things. This, and this, and this. And we don't need that. Or that. Turn off those. And turn off those. That makes it a easier to see map by far. And I guess the good news is we don't have to run around in eagle vision, because that wasn't going to be fun. I don't think I'm not certain I should be climbing up here. Yeah, that was a waste of time. Right now, wasting time is kind of the goal, though. Yeah. The more time I waste, the more money I can get invested in the bank. And that proves itself to be helpful. And I would like to get everything in Arsenal done, because it's not the most habitable place to enter and exit. There seems to be only a couple places you can get in and out. Where are you hiding? Over here. This kind of feels like the Assassin City in Assassin's Creed 2, or was it Brotherhood, where in the main timeline, in modern timeline, you run around the city and find a few collectible things, but you don't really interact with people or have to deal with any of that. Clearly some of the names of the missions in the Mediterranean Defense were going to be names of actual gameplay missions that we would have done in the regular gameplay format, or at least I would assume that that was the original idea. $54 out of 100. Alright. So we run here, we run here, we run around here, we run around here. And we're just going to try and not do too much of anything other than find Animus data fragments. And also I probably need to use the pigeon coops on the occasions that I can do that to send out my assassins on some more missions, try and get everybody up to level 15. That's still not something that we've really accomplished. Seems like it's taking a little bit longer than it should. Here we have the riot location, and that's, I assume, just how the game is going to be for the rest of the game. We withdraw this money, we have 56.
See you next time.
Region map acquired. Treasure map? Like, why did I just get a treasure map? So there's still some stuff, I think. Like locations. Have we seen all the buildings now? No, they're still missing 2 buildings. And on the map, I don't think we're gonna see any treasure chests because I think we've gotten them all, at least in the main game. DNA. Under additional memories, we have all the viewpoints now. We're probably gonna get all the Animus fragments. We have all of these. We are missing, honestly, well, just the 12 from Cappadocia, whatever, and then several in the secret locations. And we may have to go back and replay the secret locations if we don't find them all, but I think we will. Who cares about challenges? Who cares about anything else, really? At least we're on a path. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me, give me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.